Because I woke up this morning yelling at my kids. Because I woke up this morning disagreeing with my wife. Because I woke up late and decided not to market for my business. I decided it is a holiday, so I'm not going to work out. Like, think about all these withdrawals. So you're in the hole. And if it takes 5 intentional action items to make up for that, you'll still continually be on the hole. Welcome to another episode of Mindset Mastery. I am your host, AZ Araujo, and today's topic is deposits and withdrawals. And I'm just going to send a quick reminder to everyone who joins us today via email, doing that now. I can do multiple things at the same time. I like to multitask all the time. And we're going to go ahead and start off with that. So this weekend was pretty eventful for us, for my family, for my daughter. And they actually, my daughter's team won the state championship. And it was just awesome to see the excitement on these girls, the amount of work they put in all year, the amount of reps, the dedication, right? The intention, the attention to developing their skill sets, to developing their mind so they can get this type of result. And it was a beautiful thing to see. And as I look back over the last, 12 weeks or so, I remember when Abigail first started on this varsity team. She was just overwhelmed by the amount of changes and about the level, right? The level of competition that she had to, develop to in order to be able to compete. And it was a little bit of a struggle, right? She's 14 years old and she's dealing with girls that are 17, about to be 18. So the strength and the overall power of these girls is distinct, and it's something where she was just overwhelmed by it. But as she got better by paying attention and being intentional about her skill sets, understanding the game, she developed very well. And I was so proud of her, the way she showed up. They won the state championship. But in this game, I saw this gentleman, and I think he was just part of the school district or just managing the event, and he had to be in his 60s, maybe mid-60s. And I was just so impressed by the way he looked and the way he was carrying himself, being that age, and he was just fit. This dude was just walking around, just very confident. And not only that, he was very, very helpful to those, anybody he interacted with. And I spent a lot of time, because I was in the bleachers, I was looking at him, I was looking at the game, and I was just watching and observing him because he caught my attention. Not many people in that age group look the way he does. And it got me thinking about the amount of deposits he's made over the years in himself, in his mind, to do the things that most would probably give up on. I mean, why would you continue to deposit at that age, right? I mean, at some point we think, well, the best years are behind us. And that's the vast majority of individuals in that age, especially in the 60s, right? They're like, well, I can't be as fit as I used to be. So I just won't do anything at all. My knees hurt. My hip is not right, or there's a lot of things that I even hear my mom saying and my dad saying about their health and how they're limited, right? And it got me thinking as we compare, as I started thinking about his age, about how many deposits he's made over the years, about how many times he's had to overcome the story of I can't and continue to deposit, eating the right foods and taking care of his body. And it got me very inspired. I saw myself. I said, when I'm 60 years old, I'm going to look like that guy. And it's already embedded in my mind because I know what it's going to take. The same things that I've done for the last 10, 15 years. Being very intentional, and especially over the last 5 years, about making the right decisions. Making more right decisions than I do wrong ones. And that's the culmination. And as you start adding that up over the years, he is the result of that. And that's the formula for everything that we do. Our finances, our marriage, our relationship with our kids, our relationship with those around us. It's the amounts of deposits or withdrawals. Withdrawals are negative things we do. Like overeating is a withdrawal. Not marketing is a withdrawal. Saying something derogatory to your spouse is a withdrawal. And, I was reading this study, and let me bring up my notes here. There was this doctor, and I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that, Dr. John Gottman, I believe. He did a 40-year study studying thousands and thousands of couples. And he wanted to find out, why is it that some couples make it and some don't? And, he broke it down and he got it to this process of deposits and withdrawals. And he said those that remained together, those that stayed together and were, quote unquote, happy in the relationship, had more deposits of appreciation, of love, of support than those that didn't. And he came up with the formula. And he said, for every 5, based on these couples, they had 5 positive interactions to every 1 negative one. And those that were divorced or had a bad relationship had more negative deposits or withdrawals than positive ones. So again, this to be in a happy place, you got to have more deposits. So let's say, for example, in your business, one withdrawal is you determining that you're not going to market today. That's a withdrawal. So it's going to require 5 deposits, 5 action items to make up for that one withdrawal. If you shut down after a deal falls through, you're going to have to make at least 5 deposits to get back even. That's why it's so important not to lose the momentum by not paying the attention that these items require. As I look at my own relationship, as we first got married, there was a lot of deposits, a lot of appreciation, a lot of compliments, a lot of conversations. Those are all deposits, a lot of attention and intention, deposits. But after a while, that kind of subsided. It was more about the business. It was more about the things that you're doing wrong or the way you make me feel. Acting like a victim is a withdrawal. Blaming somebody else is a withdrawal. Blaming your clients is a withdrawal. Blaming the other agent is a withdrawal. All these negative emotions are withdrawals. And as I start going through our years, and year 5, year 7, year 10, there was more withdrawals. I can look back now. No wonder my marriage wasn't working. And it comes to the whole notion that how important it is to make the daily deposit. It is far more important to make the daily deposits than to have one great vacation together, one beautiful dinner together. It's the culmination of the daily items. And I think we've all been in this place where we know we're not connected, so we think this vacation is going to bring us together. I've been there. Or maybe this elaborate dinner, or this, weekend getaway. When in reality, the small deposits every day is what really brings the ultimate success. Whether it's in relationships like this doctor studied, or in business. And understand that if it takes 5 deposits to make up for every one withdrawal, how far in debt are you? Think about that. That's how we lose momentum. Some of you, and I see this all the time with business, we make all these deposits and we get 3 or 4 deals in escrow, if not more. And then we just focus on that, on the deposits of 3 months ago, of trying to fulfill that now. And we forget to continue to deposit on our current marketing, on following up with clients every day. This is the kind of thing we have to think about. Just because Carla and I are in a good place does not mean it's going to carry on. It's not permanent. Results are not permanent. Of all the work that I've done over the last few years has brought me to this point, but I can dwindle that right away. In a second, I can dwindle the deposits that I made by making one withdrawal, because it's going to take 5 more deposits to make up for that. And I think this is very universal. I think what he came up with here is very universal in every aspect of our life. And if you think about it, it's 10 o'clock right now. And if we start thinking about how many deposits have I made up to this point versus how many withdrawals, a lot of us are in debt. A lot of us are like, holy shit, no wonder I can't create the lifestyle that I want. Because I woke up this morning yelling at my kids. Because I woke up this morning disagreeing with my wife. Because I woke up late and decided not to market for my business. I decided it is a holiday, so I'm not going to work out. Like, think about all these withdrawals. So you're in the hole. And if it takes 5 intentional action items to make up for that, you won't even hit, par. You'll still continually be on the hole. So this is about the time we start really looking at our action items and saying, okay, I'm spending a lot more time taking in withdrawals. Like, there's a negative balance there. And it's real easy to see it when it comes to cash. You know you can't buy that $2,000 TV when you only have $500 in the bank. You just know that. It's real easy to see, real easy math. But we fail to see that in our relationships. We fail to see that in our businesses. And that's one thing I want you to think about. Just think about this morning. Are you in debt? Or are you in the black? Meaning you're profitable right now. You're profitable in your relationship. You're profitable in your health. You're profitable in your business. Is that the case? Most often we're not. Because we're riding on the coattails of what we did last week or last month. That was last week. That was last month. Right now, you may be in the red. And you've been in the red for a week, for a month. And you continue to do the things that are putting you farther and farther in the red. You want a good relationship? Be nice. Show some respect. You want great business? Reach out to people. Market your ass off. Be proud of what you do. Be shameless about what you do. But it's real easy to analyze our action items. Are you used to making more deposits or more withdrawals? So I want you to start thinking about that. Where in your life are you lacking right now? Is it in relationships that maybe they're not making the deposits? And you're growing resentful? Because all they do is take withdrawals? And we all have those individuals, and we need to be able to cut them off today. Or maybe just create some distance. Because they're the ones constantly asking for favors. And that's a withdrawal item. Understand that. If you're asking someone else for favors, that's a withdrawal item. You're going to grow resentful. They're going to grow resentful of your favors. Same way in those relationships. There's relationships right now that you feel resentful towards them because they're constantly coming in and taking those withdrawals, your attention. They're making you feel resentful. And all you're doing is making the deposits. And maybe it's vice versa. Maybe you're the leech in the relationship, where you need to start showing some appreciation, not be a victim to these circumstances. Because victimhood is one of the biggest withdrawal items. So again, as I'm looking at this gentleman, I don't know if he was security or part of the staff, I'm like, he's made a ton more good decisions than bad ones. And that's the game of life. And those individuals, like, last week I only got into the gym or did something for myself four days out of the week. And there was this guilt that set in. I was like, okay, I missed 3 days here. And I look at Carla, she's in there every single day. And it gets me thinking, okay, I got in 4. I could beat myself up for that. But there's individuals that make 0 deposits towards their health. 0. Day in and day out. eating what they want whenever they want. 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And there's individuals that are committed and understanding that eating the right foods will fuel all other aspects of your life, including your business. Now I look at Carla and she's like running circles around me. And I'm like, how does she do that? Well, let me look at what I've deposited versus what she's deposited. Let me look at my withdrawal items versus what she's withdrew. No wonder some people move much faster. No wonder there's uber successful individuals out there. Because they understand the game of deposits, relentless deposits. I got up this morning and I felt great. Like I took my pre-workout drink and I went to the gym and I was like, okay, I'm going to make my deposit. The same way I'm going to make it for my family today. But it starts with you first and foremost. And understanding you can't continue to make these withdrawals. Deposits are made up of attention and intention. And in relationships is love and appreciation. So if things are not going your way, there's a reason for that. There's not enough attention. So guys, I'm going to leave you with that. With deposits and withdrawals. And I want you to just really think about, are you in the red right now? Or are you profitable just from this morning? Now think about what you've done for over the last week, last 2 weeks. Are you in the red or are you in the black? And it's real easy to determine that. Look at your relationship. You'll know. It's evident. Guys, I want to thank you for that. What kind of feedback are we getting? Good morning. Good morning, Isabel. And for you veterans out there, happy Veterans Day. Thank you for your service. And thank you for those of you that showed up on Mindset Mastery. I know it's love. It's hard sometimes, right? When we got so many things to do, especially on Veterans Day. We have a lot of people to thank. We have family members and friends that have, sacrificed so much, right, for our protection. And at the same time, maybe this is where you make your deposits for them. And at the same time, you make those deposits for yourself. Love, appreciate yourself. Because a successful business only comes from someone who can sustain that over a long period of time. But if you're not making the right deposits, even mental deposits, show appreciation for what you've created thus far. And business just becomes a byproduct of your happiness, of your fulfillment. There's no other way. How could it go wrong? When you feel good, you're going to do good things. So good morning, Claudia. Good morning, Cindy. Love and appreciation to all my veterans out there. All right, making those deposits. Cindy, Nick, good morning. Isela, good morning. David, Gabe, Susan, Rudy, good morning, my brother. Marissa, good morning. Making those deposits in those open houses, right, Marissa? And Dallas, good morning. Guys, I want to thank you again for joining me for another episode of Mindset Mastery. And just think about that. Are you making those withdrawals or are you making those deposits? And I got Gabe that came in. You are so right, AZ. We have to put in those deposits and not dwell on what we aren't doing. Focus on the little ones. Then continue to win each day. Absolutely. Gabe, you did a wonderful thing when you came to work out with Carla, right? You made huge deposits. But that was yesterday's work. Now it's like, what am I going to do for myself today? And that's the beautiful thing about this. It's like the only way it works is if we're constantly depositing each and every day. We can't ride on the coattails of what we did last week, of what we did 3 months ago or 6 months ago. It is the now. The show appreciation to your spouse if you're married. The show appreciation to your business by doing the right things for it. Show appreciation to yourself by eating the right foods today. Go and exercise. Do the right things for your mind by speaking positivity into it. This is a deposit. Mindset Mastery is a deposit. Continue that momentum. Guys, thank you again, and I will talk to you soon. Have a great day, everyone.